I'm Kevin Coleman with the Site Post, and I am at Chillicothe's Greenlawn Cemetery at what is known as Soldier Square here with Lieutenant Colonel Robert Leach, I believe.
Sir.
Please introduce yourself and tell us why we're here.
Hey, so I'm retired Lieutenant Colonel Robert Leach. I am with the Ross County Veterans Honor Guard. As a retiree, I am allowed to wear my uniform for military funerals, and this is actually part of a military funeral for Tech 5 Ward Raymond Thomas, who has been in the media lately because his remains were recently identified after a long period where he was unaccounted for. Mr. Thomas signed into the VA hospital in February of 1972, and that May, he disappeared from the hospital, apparently left on his own recognizance, but did not properly sign out, and then was later declared missing. His family didn't hear from him. Investigation searches never found anything from him. In 1996, some partial remains were discovered in the Scioto River by CCI, Chillicothe Correctional Institute workers. Those remained unidentified with the coroner's office until last November, when DNA Doe Project identified the remains using modern science and DNA testing. Well, so that's an interesting story, but the real story here is Specialist 5 Ward Raymond Thomas, born on September 5th, 1918, but enlisted in the Army on December 15th, 1942. He was assigned to the 77th Infantry Division, which later became famous because that was the division that war correspondent Ernie Pyle was with when he was killed on Okinawa. And that's also the division that was recently in the movies with the movie Hacksaw Ridge and the story of Medic Corporal Desmond Thomas, who earned the Medal of Honor for his actions, even though he was a conscientious objector. So Ward Thomas was in that same unit. He was in the 306th Artillery Battalion of the 77th Infantry Division. And during his time in service, he was awarded the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with multiple battle stars. But most importantly, he was wounded and put into an Army hospital in Saipan. So he is a Purple Heart recipient of World War II. At the end of the war, his unit occupied Japan, and he was also awarded the World War II Victory Medal and the Army of Occupation Medal. He came home and settled in Newark, Ohio, and dealt with depression. Sadly, if then we had known the medical science that we have now and understanding post-traumatic stress disorder, it's pretty clear that's what Ward Thomas was suffering from. But they just labeled it as depression at that point. So he did seek help at the VA hospital. That didn't work out for him and led to his disappearance and death. There's no cause of death, not enough remains to determine anything like that. So Ward Thomas did not have any immediate family. He and his wife did not have children, and his wife passed away in 2001. The most immediate relatives that were found were some nieces, and those were identified through the DNA testing. The nieces did not know Ward Thomas, but they remembered hearing their parents, and that would have been Ward's siblings, talking about him and how he had disappeared in 1972. So we are going to have an appropriate funeral for our brother, Ward Thomas, here at Greenlawn Cemetery in Chillicothe. That will be on April 15th, and the funeral will be here at the Columbarium at 1 o'clock. The procession will start at Haller's Funeral Home, and Sarah Kidd, has been the individual from Haller's Funeral Home that's been working with us on that. We envision that procession not only being the hearse that'll carry the cremains, but also the Veterans Administration Hospital vehicle and the vans of our local veterans clubs. Patriot Riders would probably be involved, although we're working that coordination right now. We also have the Military Order of the Purple Heart, which we believe will want to take part in this event. If the nieces are unable to make that funeral, we will present the flag to a representative of the VA hospital. And additionally, a chaplain from the Veterans Administration Hospital, Veterans Administration Medical Center, will be here to deliver an appropriate committal service. And then the Ross County Veterans Honor Guard are the ones who will fire the 3 volleys, play taps, and present the flag, either to one of the nieces if they are able to attend, or to a representative from the Veterans Administration Hospital. We are very thankful for all the work that Mike Ratliff has done as the Chief Investigator with the Ross County Coroner's Office, and also to Sarah Kidwell at Haller's Funeral Home. This is a true case where we are demonstrating that all veterans are brothers and sisters. And so if the family is unable to be here, the veterans will assume the role of Ward Thomas's family. So it is an extreme honor to be able to prepare this. And of course, as any military funeral like this, the public is invited to be part of the procession and to be in attendance at the funeral. Again, April 15th at 1 o'clock. April 15th was chosen because it's the anniversary of when Ward Thomas's unit, the 306th Field Artillery, landed on an island just off of Okinawa to support the invasion that happened the next day. Kevin, I thank you for your time and being able to explain to all of your viewers and listeners what is going to be happening with this situation.
All right, and that will happen right here at, this is known as Soldier Square.
Sir.
And this is the, got some cemetery crew coming through here. But these are the columbaria where urns are placed.
You can see these are engraved. Dwight Kent was a classmate of mine at Chillicothe High School. Veterans who choose to be cremated can be placed in the columbarium. There's a total of 96 niches in each columbarium. One is getting close to being filled, and this is the one that Tech 5 Thomas will be laid to rest in. We have another columbarium that is ready to be used in the future, and the foundation for the 3rd columbarium has already been laid. And also plans are underway now to have a columbarium in Grandview Cemetery, but that's about a year out, and they will not be designed like this. That will be a different design, but allows for the disposition of cremains as opposed to in-ground burials.
So a lot of effort ongoing here for veterans.
Yes, for all veterans, and then specifically in this case for Ward Thomas, World War II veteran, that will be laid to rest properly.
Can people learn more about the soldier squares in the 2 big cemeteries? That alone, is there information on that? Or
the Soldier Square and the Soldier Circle here at Greenlawn Cemetery have always been available to veterans. The Soldier Circle was started shortly after the cemetery was opened in the 1870s, and it contains the graves of Civil War veterans all the way through some Vietnam veterans that are buried there. When that circle that's right at the intersection of Watt and Eastern Avenue was filled, the Soldier Square was opened up. And as we realized at some point space would run out for Soldier Square as well, we looked to the columbariums as a way to save space for in-ground burials. And additionally, there are some veterans' families that prefer cremation as opposed to an in-ground burial for their loved one.
So any veteran has the privilege, the right to be buried here?
Yes, sir. And these are available proof of service, and the Ross County Veterans Service Office, in conjunction with our local funeral homes, are the ones that make those inurnments happen here.
All right. And aside from my stories on the Cyto Post, Is there somewhere where people can learn more about this whole story with?
The Ward Thomas story is in all of the media. There has not been anything separate published at this point, but we do hope to have a lot of attention drawn to the case because of his World War II service between now and the 15th of April.
All right, I did find some extra information about the island and Ernie Pyle that I added to my second story, so
Okay.
I've got a little more to give context to his story.
Outstanding. Thank you for doing this for us, Kevin.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel Robert Leach.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.